Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you also are suffering from a cakey face of makeup, then this video is for you. Just keep watching. So let me give you few tips. Although if you will like this video, I would try to do a part 2 also. So let's start from the skincare itself. So in skincare, especially dry and dehydrated people like me might use thick creams and emollient skincare products. So it's best that you do your skincare at least 30 minutes before you have to apply your makeup, and then just before applying your makeup you can just blot off the extra oiliness or the moisture with the help of a tissue, so that the products like your foundation extra will not move around, and also you will not need lots of extra powder to make your face look more matte. So that was my first tip. The second tip is you should also choose the correct primer for your skin. So I was earlier using this L'Oreal Base Magic primer. So it's a very good primer, I would say, but it is a bit thick for my skin. And lately I have there's a time when you keep doing something and then you realize that particular product is not good for you, or you can have a better choice. So now I have moved on to this Maybelline Dream One Day Perfect. It's a primer, so it has a very liquidy consistency. So what happens that it doesn't form a thick layer on your face, and it gets absorbed like a moisturizer, and so you don't have thick layers of products on your face which can make your face look cakey. And let's start with the main makeup, the main base. So when you if you have skin imperfections like pigmentation, acne scars, dark circles, etc., then obviously you might think that I should go for a full coverage foundation, and mostly the full coverage foundations make your face look cakey. But what should you do instead of that? You should color correct your under eyes dark circles, or you can use spot concealing for your acne scars or small pigmentations. I'm sorry for the background noise because I don't know, just excuse it. So what I was saying, that you can use a concealer for spot correcting or things like that, and then you can use your normal foundation which can be of light to medium coverage. So you don't need a full coverage foundation, and you don't need to look cakey at all. And if I talk about the concealer also, then you might need very little concealer, but it is very much possible that you have never ever tried doing that, because you see mostly the YouTubers doing that triangle thing and filling it with lots of concealer and then blending it. But you really don't need that much of product, because it creates texture and it's very hard to blend that much product. Where it will go, it will just stay on your skin only. So I would suggest that what I do nowadays, for example, if I have to apply concealer for my dark circles, I would apply a very little of the color corrector uh, in the middle only, and then I will blend it sideways. uh, so I will just judge it, that whether do I need more of it. If I do, then I can use it again. It's so simple. And similarly, if you want to use a concealer for highlighting your under eyes, then also you can just use it very less in the beginning, and then you can just repeat the process. It's very simple. So what it will do, it will create less texture because less products are there, and your face will not look that cakey. And very important thing that I discovered doing practicing makeup nowadays is that what the YouTubers will suggest you, that as soon as you apply your concealer, you should just set it with a powder. But what happens when you apply a concealer, so it's, if especially if it's a liquid concealer or also with cream concealers also, what happens that when you apply the powder instantly, then you need too much of powder to make the concealer look mattified. So what you can do, just apply the concealer, blend it with your finger or sponge or brush, and then leave it to set a bit. In the meantime, you can do your eyebrows or anything else, and then after 3 or 4 minutes, when you think the concealer has set, then you can blend it again, and now you will need very less powder, so your under eyes will not look cakey. And similarly, when you are applying your foundation, then just don't powder your face immediately. Just wait. You can just have a jig or something like that, and you have to wait. And when the foundation sets, then you will need less powder. And today I have used so less powder that you cannot even imagine, and my face is looking uh, smooth, and it's very natural, and I need very less powder, so my pores are not exaggerated. My texture is not showing up, my dry patches are not showing up that much, although they are showing up because I do have all these things, but still it's looking very nice. Sorry for the disturbance, someone had knocked on my door. So never mind. If you have applied lots of powder on your face, and your face is looking very cakey, then what you can do, you can take MAC Fix Plus and just spray it. What it does, it doesn't it is not meant um, for setting your makeup. It's mostly meant to take away the extra powderiness from your face. It melts and becomes one. It looks good. And one thing more, when you have used setting spray or matte fix plus, what you must have seen YouTubers doing, that they will take a damp sponge and they will start just putting the spray inside their skin. But guys, even if you don't do that, the spray will set on its own. I mean, it will sink on its own and it will do its job. You don't need a sponge. So mostly what happens, that the sponge moves away the concealer or the other products, and then you have to reapply them, and then there are many layers and your face starts looking cakey. So these are few tips and tricks which you can use to avoid a cakey face of makeup. And yes, one thing more, you must have seen many people on Instagram or on YouTube applying loads of concealer on their eyelids and then setting it with loads of powder. So I have experience that now whenever I use that, the texture of my eyelids is also very apparent. So what I do, I now use a very thin eye primer like NYX Proof It. It's a eyeshadow primer, and you can use that eyeshadow primer and then just start with your eye makeup, so it will not make your eyes, the texture of your eyelids look more visible, and it will be great, and the output will be the same if you apply a concealer and a powder. But I would also say that when you apply a concealer and a powder, what happens if you have hooded eyes like me? There is this crease where your eye folds here. So what happens, whatever you might do, still you might get a creasing of the concealer in that fold. So when you use an eye primer, it doesn't happen. So that's my personal observation. I don't want that whatever tips and tricks I have told you, you must do all of that, but you can at least try them and see if it's working for you. So in a nutshell, I would say that you should select the best products for your skin. I mean, if you have dry dehydrated skin, then you must go for liquid thin consistency products, and if you have oily skin, then you can go for more emollient products also, and use less product. You can reapply if you need more, so do not apply lots of products in the first instance only, and then you waste your time blending it, and then it doesn't blend. Then you add more powder to mattify it, and then layer after layer is formed, and your face looks very, very cakey, and you do not realize that what wrong you have done. So if you agree with my tips and tricks, then please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and write some good comments, so that I'm motivated to make a part 2, and maybe I will also show you by demonstrating the techniques that I have just mentioned. So that was it. Meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.